Hey everyone, welcome back to Copperline Rattler Ranch. I am Julia. This week's video is going to be the tiling that's going on in the shower in the bathroom. We're not professionals. I'll say it again in the video. If you need professional advice, look for those companies that put out videos on YouTube. There's a couple of companies that put some really nice videos out. So stay tuned. Wow, that's close. A 16th. So here's where we're at with the tile so far on the inside of the shower. The next course is going to be our glass tile. We're going to have one accent course of glass tile in here. And that's supposed to be, it's this tile down here, which if you look at it outside, it has like this lovely pale greenish color to it. But in here, it kind of loses that. So we're hoping that once everything's on the wall, that it kind of gets that back. And now that we've had some time with this lime wash, or I'm sorry, the lime plaster and the lime wash and the waterproof wall in here, we're feeling like it's just a little overwhelming. So we're talking about what we're going to do to make this wall not just such a large piece of whiteness. It does brighten the shower tremendously, but I feel like it's almost too much. So we're toying around with some ideas to put some small accent pieces of tile on this wall, you know, in just some places, and we'll see what we figure out. We do have plans to tile this transition between the shower towel off area and the rest of the bathroom wall. And that will be forthcoming with all the stuff that we're going to be doing on the rest of the wall. We're making really good progress on the shower tile. We had purchased some bullnose that was going to go up here and along this edge here, but it doesn't match. It was supposed to. It's the same brand, the same name and all that stuff. For some reason it doesn't match, so we got to take it back and decide on something else. One thing that I will say, we know that it's not perfect. We still have to do all of the grouting. We still have to do all the stair steps, and then we have to do the outside part of the block walls as well. Here's the shorter block wall. So what we did, instead of making ourselves crazy trying to get everything mirror finish, mirror proof, you know, so it looks like a mirror and it's all perfect, we did what's called broken glass laying of the tile, which means that it can be a little wonky. It's going to reflect differently. It looks a little more, I think, organic that way. At our house in Tucson and the granite floor that we did, we opted to do the broken glass method as well on that. It doesn't mean you break the tile. It just means that it's not perfect. You don't put those little spacers in there that bring everything up to the same level. You just let it be where it's going to be, and it still ends up looking very nice. One thing too, you know, we don't want you to think that we're professionals at this. I know I say it almost every video. We are far from professionals. We're just DIYers. If you want to see perfection, find some of those tile companies that put out the tile videos on YouTube, and you can get a whole lot of information from them. Oh, one more thing. Over here, we know that there's that space and that the tiles are cut differently. We're going to do a little bit of artwork with some of the spare stones from this tile and take it all up this wonky wall corner and maybe do some other stuff with it as well. So you'll have to stay tuned to see when that happens. I'm not sure how soon we'll get to that, but we just want to get this bathroom, get all the fixtures in. So we just might get the sink and the toilet and the floor done, all that stuff done before we do any more artsy-fartsy stuff on this white wall. It just is a little too overwhelmingly white. So I feel like I need to break up all that white. We are done with this tile. We do have to put on our little trim pieces that we're going to go along the top and along the side up high. Everything above that and on the left-hand side of that, we're going to put some more of the texture on the wall. And then we still have to select our base color and our glaze for the textured walls. The grout is going to go, of course, in between all the tile, with the exception of any of the corners. These corners here, this wavy corner here, all around the base and everywhere, even on the shorter wall, is going to get a silicone sealant. And that's mostly because, or probably primarily because, it needs to be flexible. It needs to be able to withstand the temperature changes. You know, when it's hot in the summertime, everything expands. When it's cold in the wintertime, everything shrinks down. So this is going to have to just be that silicone. So I'm going to avoid all those corners and those edges so that we can put the silicone in there later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. First, I got to clean everything off because there's a little bit of stuff we got on there. I need to make sure they're all nice and clean, and then I'll start that process. So we're going to use a white grout for this because we felt that for this glass tile, it would really bring it out, and it would help with the marble tile, the porcelain marble look tile, help to bring it up too. I'm not crazy about that dark, you know, you kind of get an idea what a dark grout would look like without the grout in it right now. But I need to go through, clean up anything, anywhere, place we got excess thin set that kind of smooshed through, has got to be cleaned up. So I'm going to do that before I put the grout on. And then I'm going to probably work on exactly where I'm going to put a design on this white wall, because we have this little wavy thing going on here. We want to fill that in with some of the pebbles from the pebbles floor, as we still have a lot of those left. And then maybe do something along this wall, just kind of break up. I mean, the bottom window does great breaking up the white, but I feel like it's just almost too much. I thought it would be fantastic, and really it is, but it's just a little bit too much. I want to break it up a little bit. Kind of hide some of the flaws. That's kind of one of the things too that's nice about doing buildings like this. You get to hide your flaws the way you want to hide your flaws. So that's where we're at today. Don is working on that van. He's been working on it for a number of days. We kind of have to do it in bits and pieces. He's waiting on, he's waiting on one more part to come in. But as he got into it, he found, you know, it's like anything you find. You go into it thinking it's one thing, and you find 3 or 4 other things that need to be taken care of. So he's taking care of all that now. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have that van all taken care of and good to go. We've had it for a long time. It is an old van. It is great to have a vehicle that doesn't have a car payment. We haven't had a car payment on that thing in more than 10 years. So it's great to not have that car payment. So, and you know, we spend a little bit to keep it maintained, but when you spread it out over a year, it's next to nothing. So anyway, that's what he's doing. I'm going to be working on this. Hopefully I get it all done today. I think I will. I don't think it's too bad. So here we go. When we got these tiles, each one of these porcelain tiles has like a spider webby kind of thing on the surface, on the shiny surface. And we think it's just to keep them from scratching each other. So I have to kind of scrape that off. And I'm just using this little piece of plastic that's not going to scratch the surface of that porcelain tile. So I'm just scraping that off with this. That's what I'm talking about. So what we're using is a non-sanded grout. because of the shiny surface to the porcelain tile and because of the glass tile. Sanded grout will scratch it. So I'm going to do this short wall to try and build up my confidence. We'll see how it goes because I have a whole lot of other wall behind you to go. Again, we're not professionals at this. We're just a couple of clowns. I'm going to do this. Whoop, whoop. Ah! We're ready to go. Let's clean it up. About 30 minutes. Well, I'm going to start on this wall. I hope I don't fall. I don't like ladders. All right, that project is about as far as we're going to be able to get probably this week. We are going to go help a friend who needs some help. So we're going to be gone at least one full day. And then when we get back, do the silicone sealant all around those corners, and I'll get my design drawn out on this bright white wall. So that will be for next week. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this week's video. We do appreciate it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Oh, questions and comments in the comment section below the video.